with. Be that as it may, LSUIC has thrived. And I must say thank you to everybody who served this great union, whether your service was welcoming or not. Thank you. For 20 years, I have been a part of LSUIC for 10. So at least I have witnessed LSUIC over 1 decade plus 1 year, because I began to witness LSUIC in 2015. And over the period since my advent to LSUIC, I have seen great positive changes and a few negatives. But if I must, maybe we would, I think this is distraction. I think we would have made serious progress so that we would have elevated the grade from a B plus to an A minus. And then we now try to go to an A, and then subsequently in the future, maybe we can go to an A plus. I will speak for what I know, and I will now want to guess what I do not know. So I think I met LSUIC on WeChat. And when that spoke with me and said, you need to step up and become the next president, then I said to myself that we need to innovate. And we took LSUIC from from WeChat to Zoom. And today it has been 6 years since LSUIC transitioned to Zoom. It's Zoom Institute. If the person who's doing this is being intentional, then that's not fair. If I'm hoping that the time is coming that we will transition from being a Zoom platform organization and being an inactive person organization, and not just what we experience over the close of 3-4 days every year. I also took LSUIC from a centralized institution to a decentralized institution. At the time I took over LSUIC has a single structure. LSUIC at the time had a single structure, which is a president, vice president, down to the cabinets. So we took over and we transitioned LSUIC and decentralized LSUIC at ensuring that at least we could introduce branches now called the Judicial Board and the Council of Coordinators. Even though we did that, leaving what it was before, but people still argued that the presidency was still powerful. Even though before there was nothing like council, there was nothing like judicial board, the president decides, and that's final. And we are hoping that with the amendment to the Constitution, maybe the presidential power will be reduced, as it has been said before. And now that some of those who championed, the presidency being too powerful, now that some of those are trying to aspire to become president of the union, I will hope that the amendment process cut down those power of the president. And so those people who aspire to become president become powerless as president, and then see how it becomes or what worth it adds to the office that they aspire for. Challenges, there were many. At least there were challenges that we faced, but at least we overcame them. Some of them we overcame, where a whole council would sit and say there should be no conference. Only because the council is very with the president. Forget it or not, a conference is a constitutional process. We were able to pass some of those challenges. We initially thought that making LSUIC a legal institution would have been one of the things we would have achieved. We pronounced that. And I think the mistake we made at the time was, prior to the pronouncement, we have not done the assessment. And that was the mistake we made. And when we decided to go into full-fledged to legalizing LSUIC, then we discovered that we'll be putting the institution into unnecessary expenditure. Because when you legalize LSUIC as a nonprofit, you need to renew LSUIC permit as a nonprofit every year. And renewing the permit every year is a fee you pay. And when you pay the fees, there are some other requirements that needs to be considered. And at the end of the day, my thorough analysis came to the conclusion that LSUIC will just be giving Chinese government free money every year, but there is no benefit to the institution. The only benefit that comes is, oh, LSUIC is a legal institution. LSUIC, in as much there are dues payment coming to LSUIC, LSUIC is now relying on donor contributions on a Chinese accounting law. LSUIC will have to pay taxes to the Chinese government on the due collection. So the question was, how much LSUIC really even in dues? Like LSUIC had to pay, in accounting, in terms of taxes, withholding taxes to government. So then the idea was, okay, then it does not make sense anymore. And on that basis, people say, oh, you failed. Some of those who said we failed to do it were very fortunate to become presidents of the union. And we were very anticipatory that they would have done it. And they also served, never did it. And perhaps they understood why we never did it. I'm hoping that LSUIC will get to that point in its existence where people would be able to achieve that feat. I would want to not bore you with too many of words, but I want to say that LSUIC have done very well. I'm hoping that those who will take over LSUIC in the future will do even more than what has been done, because I hold one philosophy. And my philosophy is that the president who leaves office must never think that he's the best president, but rather the one who come after him should be best. The reason is just simple. And that reason is based on the mantra that when you serve, you make a lot of mistakes. So the person who comes after you would have seen the mistake you made and would have, improved upon those mistakes. And when that person have improved upon those mistakes, that person becomes better, because that person maintains what you have, and that person add on to what you have done. And on that basis, I have always referred to my successor, Emmett Amoni Green, as LSUIC best president. I mean, when you're comparing from him to the founding president. After him, I would have hoped that the next person would have been a best president than him. Whether that person became, it is up to the public to decide. That person left. Now, Olano Teah Bloh is there. I'm hoping that Olano Teah Bloh, will leave a legacy way above what his predecessor left. And at the end of the period, who's going to succeed Olano? I'm also hoping that that person will maintain what Olano has done, or President Bloh has done, and add on to them. And with that, we will see that the description added to, or the adjective added to the names of president would be, this is the best president, this is the best president. That's my philosophy. But what we should all do, what we should all aspire for, is that when we serve as president, we should be able to leave a legacy, something we should be remembered for positively when we serve. And I think one thing that I will be remembered for positively in LSUIC is that I introduced something that my successor, Metin, his successor, I don't know whether maintained that or failed to maintain that. I'm hoping that President Bloh will also maintain that. And that was my legacy project, Achievers Award. I'm also hoping that the current leadership will maintain another legacy project we introduce, the Presidential Award of Service. Because in my opinion, I felt that I'll call a name, for example, I'll give a comment, I'll give an example now. There's a lady called Queenetta Johnson. I hope I'm getting the last name correct. Queenetta Johnson, I have seen the work she has done for LSUIC over the period. And if I must make a decision on awarding this lady at the end of the period, I do not see it prudent enough to award this lady a certificate called Certificate of Recognition or Certificate of Appreciation. I would definitely want to see her walking away with a Presidential Award of Service because I have seen her work. I can even argue that she worked harder than even some NEC members. It could be an open debate. And that's what I will hope for. And so on that basis, we introduce this award that differentiates itself from the regular awards. I'm also hoping that the current leadership will also maintain something we also started. And that was the annual recognition program of graduates. I introduced that in 2020, where we had this program where we recognized all of the graduates and certificated them as veterans of the union. I'm hoping that that will also be, continue, for the next 50 decades, if possible. And I'm also hoping that the leadership to come and the leadership now will add so many to what we have done. When President Emmett Amoni Green came to office, he added something, at least that he'll be recognized for. He passed a resolution that says conference cannot return to a city until after 3 years. That's legacy for him. I do not know what legacy was left by the other people after him, and even you who are currently serving. I do not know the legacy. I have tried to look for it, to see it, to say, okay, this is attributed to this person, but I have not seen it. I must be sincere with the current leadership. I have not also seen what this leadership is going to leave. Sincerely, I have not seen it. I must not lie. All of the colorful artworks, they are beautiful, but it's nothing new. Modifying the website to what is it today is nothing new, because at least we had a website. You modify it, you make it beautiful. I want to see that new things that the leadership is going to leave that has never happened in past time. That we say this leadership left this legacy. I'm hoping that as intuitive and as bright as President Bloh is, he and his cabinet will think about those things. Because every other thing I have seen since the leadership took over are just, modernization to what was already in place. Like we had the newsletter that I introduced also. Okay, I also introduced the newsletter with Catherine Merchant. Now the name has just changed to Chronicles, but it's the same newsletter, the same format, everything. It's nothing new. Birthday, yes, modernization, we're posting pictures. Now you create photo card, it's nothing new. I want to see what is new. And that's why I'm challenging the current leadership too. I have seen something, maybe that will be something new credited to the leadership. I'm seeing a 4-day conference So I saw something, a sort of flyer like that. I'm hoping we achieve on that. That's going to be, we can add more to making it as colorful as we want to. And with the Achievers Award, we introduce at least our how you call it? We introduce our ball, awards night. First of its kind in Guangzhou, where we awarded people that evening and other stuff. I have actually okay. Thank you, Bob. This is a legacy project, homecoming, very new. Thank you, Bob. You are thinking more than I am thinking. So I'm currently asking this leadership do more so that you'll be remembered for the things that you would have left behind. Thank you, and I wish you all the best in your endeavor. Thank you again for inviting me.
All right. Okay. So thank you so much. Honorable MVP, are you there?
Yes,
Yes,
sir. I'm
sir.
here.
I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know what you
Yeah, I
guys
don't
are
know what you
hearing
guys are
feedback.
hearing feedback.
From an
Uh,
end?
let me
Let me
lower
let
my
me know
other.
my other.
Let me try to
Let me try
adjust the
to
volume
adjust
of
the
my
volume
other
of my other
device.
device.
Okay, so
Okay,
let
so
me say thank
let
you
me
to
say
all of the
thank you to all of the
leaders
leaders
and all of
and
our past
our
leaders.
past leaders.
Today we are all
Today we
coming
are all
home,
coming home,
celebrating our
celebrating our
past, and
past, and
also
also
looking forward to
looking
what the
forward to
future
what the
holds for
future
all of
holds for
us.
all of us.
And
And
Honorable President
Honorable President
Emeritus,
Emeritus,
Mr.
Mr.
Whitfield,
Whitfield,
before we
before
transition to the items on the agenda, could you also make your contributions towards the homecoming? Because I think you spoke beautifully about your achievements and everything, the challenges and some of the ways that the leadership was able to overcome that. But I think I don't know. I messaged the president, but it's like he didn't see. So you could just talk a bit towards your contributions so that we can allow you go because I know you were very busy, especially the day that is Saturday. So at least you can stick around, but if you have to leave, it shouldn't be a problem. But at least let's hear from you because I want the men in Shanghai, when the men are putting you on the Shanghai program list, the money will be too small, but as soon as men are on the list, the whole money can go all the way up. So, Honorable President Emeritus.
Thank you. So the Honorable Financial Secretary said we should give minimum 20. And one of LSUIC finest presidents said he inboxed the president. So why should I not also inbox the president and tell the president I will get back to him on Tuesday? But that would not be what I want to do. So on behalf of my junior boy, Gilbert Hovan Whitfield, and his mother, former National Financial Secretary of LSUIC, I will contribute to this cause, 1,000 RMB, which will be given to the Financial Secretary tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so highly, Honorable President Emeritus. Really appreciate you always around to make your contributions, both financially, morally, and otherwise. And for that, we're grateful. So I want to believe, even though I've been trying to write down how much we've raised, but Honorable National Financial Secretary General, can you kind of give us like at least an overview of how much we've collected or how much we've raised, both the ones in pledges and also the ones that were sent to your QR codes just by scanning when it was open?
Okay, am I being heard?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. So for my QR code, Alipay and WeChat, we've raised 150 RMB from 6 persons. When I receive Honorable Whitfield or Dr. Whitfield and money, it will be 1,150, and we receive 125 US dollars with $50 US outstanding. So in total, USD pledges is 175, while RMB pledges is 1,150.
Okay, that's good. At least we bless God for how much we're able to raise. So let me say thank you to everybody who made their contributions, and we look forward to many more contributions, especially those who said that they would get back. We'll be looking forward to at least hearing back from you based on the timeline that you've given us. So we'll be in your inboxes again. For those of you that we are friends with, you already know the drill. So that's going to continue. And we're going to have our visual toast. But before we have our visual toast and celebrate LSUIC for how far we've come as an organization, we have, I think you guys saw the flyer in the group, the voice of LSUIC, and we were able to do a performance. And it's been it's been a challenging moment because having to, have a choir visually, especially given the fact that some of us were inexperienced when it comes to these, editing and all of that. So we were still able to try our best despite the many challenges that we've had, but we were able to try our best thanks to the national president who was able to edit our videos during the dying minute. So it might not be the best I would want to present out here, but for the sake of the efforts and the fact that we were all willing to, put in our best and the amount of work that was put into it, we were still going to play anyways. And I hope you listen. And this might serve as an encouragement to you. For those of you who have the experience and who would like to also join, you can be a part of the team. Mr. President, you can kindly just
Yeah, so the other PC is done. While I'm working on it, we'll just go back to updates on the current LSUIC status.
Okay, no
Okay,
problem.
no problems. All right. So I will share this based on the last updates from the third quarters meeting for those of our veterans that are not in China or were on the platform at the time when we share. So this was the third quarters report, or just the full report is on the union's website. So you can always go back there and see the full report. So I think you hear from our first ever president, Minister Alexander, talk about LSUIC or the initial vision, that they had at the time to establish this organization that we now enjoy. And if you have been reading the Constitution, you also understand from our preamble coming down to our end and objective, you understand why we also established. But it's important to know that this union was established in July of 2006, and that's the reason why we are talking about 20-year anniversary or homecoming of 20 years. And we have had so many presidents. And you can see from the list here, and I would like us to take a moment of silence in observance of one of our fallen heroes, Dr. Presley K. Wisa, who once served LSUIC as a president. So we can take a moment of silence for that. Okay, thank you so much. So the list is here. As always, you can take a screenshot because we are running out of time. So you can see probably how far we have come. So we had a president from 2006 up to 2010. And then thereafter, others were coming in just one term. And we had until Dr. Wiffy, who just spoke, served for 2 terms. And then, so a term is 1 year, right? So he served for 2 terms, me, he served for 2 years, 24 months. And then the next person who did that was Mr. Johnson, who also spoke before the fundraiser today. He also served as well in similar faction. We have had conferences in different cities. And these are all of the venues and the years that we had that particular conference. So in 2020, because of COVID, the conference was online because it was not possible to meet offline. And this year, we'll be meeting in Jinan City to have what is to be considered the best conference that LSUIC will ever have or have ever had. And this is the current leadership. Maybe for some latency, you might have the screen appearing late at your end. But this is the current leadership, the current NEC members. And everything, you can also find updates and everything from the union's website as well. So in the first quarter of our leadership term, we were able to make over 85 appointments. Where we are decentralized and institutionalized innovations in LSUIC. And for the records, when our leadership took over, there was nothing called a website for LSUIC. LSUIC had no website when we took over, for the records. LSUIC had no website or no domain register to the name LSUIC. What we have now is something that we start from scratch. There was nothing called a website for LSUIC, for the records. And for that same website, what we did was to incorporate the membership system. Before, LSUIC was using these third-party softwares in China, either WPS or SurveyMonkey, whatever third-party form. Under this leadership, LSUIC website now have the ability for members to go and register. That was never a case before. I remember when I was vice president in 2019, 2020, we introduced the first digital membership records. At the time, membership was, you have to fill in form. When I joined LSUIC, when I came to China, you have to fill in form. But then it was Sam Dennis who was the secretary. When I was vice president at the time, we introduced the first digital or membership system. But this time around, we didn't just build a site, but we also incorporated this membership registration within. So we can be thinking about that as well. Our welfare aspect, assisting students with visa processing and all of that, and analysis of membership information. You will not find this anywhere in any report from any president before us. We also initiated the pickup service. Many of you here also helped in the process, or you were helped in the process. We saw from the echoes from the Press and Public Affairs Committee, several students were also helped, and the testimonials are all available. When I came to China, there was nothing of such. Many of us have been in China. We have not seen anything like pickup service. What we hear from our first president and even Honorable James, he talked about, and they also helping people at the time. But since I joined LSUIC, until this leadership, there was nothing like pickup service to help students. And this were all on all of the platform. We have all of our city presidents being very active and working. This is not something that only the NEC did, but you as the member were also involved in doing. It was not the case 5 years ago. And we also launched this website as well. Once you register, the secretariat automatically receive an email to the info@LSUIC email alerting you that a member have registered. All these things that were done, the website is not just a website. It's not something you just go and just bear and you go. Currently, we have this site that incorporates you, the child of the Constitution. As a member, you don't understand the Constitution, you can always go there, chat and ask questions in real time. In plain English, you ask a question, you will get to understand what the Constitution says about that particular thing you're asking. This has never been the case. You can also go to LSUIC website and find this there as well. Moving on to the second quarter, we expanded the leadership to over 30 city presidents and 19 provincial coordinators in the second quarter. This, I repeat, no leadership have achieved this mark or this level of appointment. No leadership have achieved that. We came with the initiative of decentralizing or taking leadership to the people. We also signed a memorandum of understanding with two student groupings, the Cameroonian Student Union and the Ghanaian Student Union, of which you saw a recent job vacancy and internship program was also being advertised on our platform through our partner organization. We didn't stop there. In the second quarter, we visited over 6 cities. I think maybe if anyone was to do that, was to be Honorable Allen James under his term. But on our term, we visited within the second quarter over 6 cities. And all of those visits were not being sponsored by LSUIC finances. If we are visiting any city, we are transporting ourselves using our own money. That initiative or leadership mantra has not been the case. We also introduced the Legacy Hour series. This program was not in existence. The Legacy Hour series. We have had over 10 editions of the Legacy Hour series. On our first edition, we had Martin Colley and so many other speakers that came on board. This program has never been in LSUIC. We also hosted development skill workshop through the AEC, the most vibrant committee so far, and the work they have done under the leadership of Dr. Moba is incomparable. And on that, there have been so many things that the AEC have contributed or have done on our term. You as the member here, you can best attest to that. These are cities that we visited: Wuxi, Beijing, Hangzhou, Suzhou, Nantong, Yichang, Wuhan, Zhuzhou, and Jinan Province. Within the second quarter, spending our own money. That has never been the case. That has never been the case. We also thought about revising our young constitution. So currently, the Constitution Review Committee is carrying on that work of giving us a new constitution, which we should have, and that will be approved by the body at the annual conference this year. So that will be another thing as well. We generated about 72,000 as well within the quarter. On the website, what we also did again, we also introduced the membership verification system. As long as you have registered with LSUIC on that website, you can be any part of the world and you can verify your membership status as a registered member of LSUIC. That is something that was not in existence. For you to verify your membership, maybe you got to go contact the secretary and the secretary is sleeping on your own. Currently, you can verify a membership by just going to the website and inputting your credential there, and you can verify a membership. That was never the case. All these statistical things about our demographic and membership records, you are not finding in any report. They are all available to your disposal. To understand the Liberian students here in China, and based on different stats, you can all find in the Secretariat report. The financial policy was also proposed and sent over to the council for approval, which was already done. We have the annual budget and the financial policy being approved. We also launched in partnership with TI Innovative Tech, TIT, the online winter computer concept program, which we exceeded the total number of participants or the full capacity of LSUIC Zoom platform. On all of the days of our program, over 100 scholars joined the platform to learn and to develop themselves as well. And this program covers emailing essential, understanding the Windows operating system, MX Excel and MX Word, navigating the internet, and open discussion on research and ICT. This level of a program that you will not find. Also, the AEC did extremely well. I've not seen any AEC of such in the history of LSUIC on the work that they are doing. They had one program on January 17, securing scholarship or how to go about the process. Also, entrepreneurship and startup forum, a digital LSUIC that we just talked about, and also the academic writing program that was done. Coming to the winter debate, we had a very and a massive improvement within the winter debate. We have more cities this year. We also have more attendance than any other debate in previous years. And we have a modern scoring system. Because you remember the first system that was using for judges, I was the one who even did that on the previous leadership that they used on their leadership. I was the one who designed that system. Also, this year, the judges scoring system has taken a whole new trend, very modernized and easier to use. That system is something that we don't even dream about, or you have never seen happening with LSUIC. We also increased the prices for winners. Chengdu won the first prize with 900 RMB, Guizhou 500, and then Suzhou as well as the MVPs as well. Okay. Also, we have the Legacy Hour series. Like I said, we feature so many other speakers, but we had a special edition only for past presidents, for them to come on board to show us or to tell us, what they did, and as well as challenges they also face. So bringing these leaders to us, or having an environment where we can bring up past leaders, we never had any program of such. So these are all of the speakers for that session on the past presidents that we have had, and their dates and everything are all here. We had Honorable Emma Green, Dr. Yamah Joy Barvor King, Dr. Wilfie, Dr. Charles Bolly, Honorable Johnson, Honorable Allen James. They will appear on the Legacy Hour series as well. We have also initiated this digital archive. When we talk over LSUIC, I tell you for free, there is no way you can find anything about LSUIC. No way you can find anything about LSUIC. Anybody tell you like, oh, this is this, this is this, you don't find it nowhere. Anything you want from LSUIC, you got to go ask people in the inboxes, please give me this, please give me this. As we are turning 20 years, we don't have anywhere that is archiving our history. We are in a country of China where we talk about history, but we don't have anything of such. Nowhere you can find LSUIC information. Nowhere. I tell you no lie. If you delete or clear your WeChat history, that'll be the end. Prior to our leadership, that would have been the end of your access or information to history or important thing about LSUIC. You will not find it anywhere. So what we are doing now, we have the archive system, the leadership after us, everything that we are doing, you will just go there and find all the reports and all the programs that we are running. On the YouTube channel, every program, even the program today, if we end this program, you go and find it on YouTube. We have uploaded over 50 videos on YouTube. Prior to us uploading those videos, I think there are less than 10 videos that were on the YouTube channel of LSUIC. And those videos, I think only one of them was 1 hour, I think 1 hour and few seconds. The rest of them like 2 seconds, 10 seconds, short video then. I'm talking about high quality videos and long programs that even if you miss this thing or even scholar that miss it, can always go back to the YouTube and watch it. You will never find any of these things, any of the history. So when we leave, we don't just want to talk, but people can go back and reference things that we did. They can always go back and watch the debate, see the flow of the debate, see how it was done, and not asking anybody, just sit down and be able to do it. So when we think about the progress of LSUIC or the sustainability of LSUIC, these are things that we're thinking about. Just within the first 3 quarters, we attracted over 1,000 followers to LSUIC Facebook page. 1,000 people follow LSUIC on the Facebook page. We have had so many other programs from the Champlain Say to the Program Planning Committee. And currently, there is one other record that I really wanted us to achieve, and that was from Honorable Green. He raised the highest in dues. And currently, we have not even ended our term. We have raised the highest amount in dues. No leadership have achieved that height. The highest amount you ever get in dues from student paying dues is on our leadership. These collaborations that we have had, they also help us greatly. And I think I talked about the Ghanaian ones as well. Lads, there's a growing partnership there with Lads and Dr. Ballah, who's our guest speaker for today's program. We are doing a great job there with the embassy in meeting with them. When we first took over in August of last year, that was our first trip to Beijing to meet with the embassy there as well. And this year, interestingly, we will also continue the LSUIC Achievers Award program that Whitfield talked about. We will also be doing that and probably adding new categories and modifying it as well. Last year was not, and we were not fortunate to have it last year. So this one is just the overall of what we have done in the tier quarters. Probably it's a little bit slower. You'll see the slide later on. Just the overall of what we were able to do in the tier quarters. And for our priority for this 4th quarter is for us to have this annual conference. And the conference venue for this year, pretty soon the conference committee will start to share the area we are having or the hall we are having for the conference. Hey, that hall is uncomparable. This year conference, when you attend it, I want you to look back to past conferences. Then you'll understand what the leadership is putting in for this year conference. And the chairperson of this conference committee, very innovative. So the system is already developed. People that will be registering to attend the conference, You have a new system that you can register, and it's digital. It's digital. Everything we are doing is to archive and to make sure that when we leave, people don't have to suffer. When I was taking over, or when we're taking over, we never even get a signed turnover note. Everything we're doing was starting from scratch. Even for us to be aware that this Zoom platform subscription was even expiring, we didn't know anything. We're just caught aware, and we have to get it done ourselves. So we basically start from scratch. There was nothing given to us to say, okay, yeah, start from this or start from that. The AEC have so many programs coming up. The audit committee also trying to complete her work. We have had a meeting with them, the joint leadership, the Judiciary Board, Council of Coordinators, and NEC had a meeting with the audit committee to ensure that we conduct the audit as well. There's all these things, they are not even 1 year away. They are not even 1 year. Okay? So you can find all of this and plus more of what we talk about in the report. The financial secretary, he currently have transparent financial system. You ain't got to go begging about it to know LSUIC financial position. No. You can find it always, any day, 24 hours a day. The records are all there on the platform with you. You can always go back there and check to know the current financial position of LSUIC. You don't have to beg anyone to ask you or to tell you, oh, have I payment due? No. Once you go to the system, you'll find it that you have never seen it before in the history of LSUIC. The kind of a transparency that we introduce into LSUIC. Like I said, we are not completed the fourth quarter. We're talking about even 1 year. So I will stop here and then we'll turn over to the National Vice President.
The achievement by plenty, I want to listen. Okay, so that was just a summary of how far we've come. And I would like to say thanks to all of us for our contributions. You know, most of these things, it's good that some people have experienced what it feels like behind the scene, the tremendous amount of work that people have to sacrifice. It's not strange to some people, but at least for some of us, we've had the experience, or we are currently having the experience, and we're grateful to at least contribute in the best way we can to LSUIC, because again, we believe that our service to man is service to God and also service to oneself. So with that being said, after that very lengthy achievements, just some of the few things we've done, we're going to now just have our the performance from the we're gonna have our performance from the choir, the voice of. This is something new. We've never had voice of LSUIC before, and now we have a voice of LSUIC, group of people who just have the love for music and coming together as a team to form a little choir. This is another achievement too. It might seem small, but it's also very big and very impactful. So, Mr. Bloh, if you're on here now, is it okay to play the song?
Yeah, trying to pop it up.
Okay, while he's trying to play the song, I think I apologized earlier. The video, for me who know like what it should sound like, I know it's not what it is now, but I'm grateful that at least we still have the video, because at a certain point I never even had hope that we would have like had the performance, but the president came through during the last few minutes and he was able to edit the video together. So this is just the first one. We are looking to improve and make things better during the upcoming performances that we're going to have. So with that being said, I believe it's okay now. So you could just help us share the screen, and then we can just have the performance, and then we can quickly go to our visual toast. But while we are trying to get the video to play, we're gonna have our visual toast, so you can try to get your wine, get your juice, get your water. Since we're in China, you can also get your tea, that we can also toast to 20 years of existence. But let's have the performance first, and afterwards we can just quickly do our visual toast and then take our remarks and then we can also just sum it up because we've been here for a while now. And those of us who are following online, you can also grab your beverages, whether it is juice, water, wine, whatever you have, just have it close by.
Show me your face.
Okay.
Show me your face. Filled up this space. My world needs you right now. And my world needs you right now. I can't escape being afraid. Fill me with you right now. And my world needs you right now.
Powerful down, bring within a sound that points us to you right now. Red substitutes right now. Fix what I see, and God please fix me. Let us see you right now. I want you right now. Jesus, and all the things. Jesus, here's love, here's Jesus. God Almighty, Jesus, Lord of love.
Fill this place. My world needs you right now. My world needs you right now.
Okay, so that was the voice of LSUIC, and yeah, that is very beautiful, and we are glad that at least we made this performance because it was a lot of huddles and cuddles, but it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so at this point, Brazil, you can kindly reshare your stream. But let's clap for the choir. You're supposed to clap for, oh yeah, give us some round of applause, man. You guys should put it together for us. You guys, I'm seeing the fire in the chat. That's good. I'm seeing the love. Yeah, really appreciate, really appreciate. Okay, so while we are applauding the choir, I'd like us to we're about to raise a toast to LSUIC. 20 years of existence, 2 decades is a lot. It's a long period of time. So wherever you are, whether you're following via the live, or you are on here on Zoom, or you are watching, maybe you're gonna watch the recording later on, we ask that you kindly just pull out your beverages. It could be water, wine. You can grab some tea in China here. You can drink tea every time. Whether winter or some more, you gotta get tea. So you can just grab your wine, grab your water, your juices, whatever you have, so that we could raise a toast to LSUIC. And I would like to use my height and just, call on the national president to actually lead this session. Yeah. Lead us and raise our toast. Celebrate LSUIC.
Okay, so we can all just probably open our cameras. If you are there, just open the camera and just get your glass, get a juice, water. Okay. Whatever you have, just open your camera and let us just toast. Let me just put this thing back so that we can see what we are toasting towards. So kindly open the camera. Honorable SG, while I'll be doing this, if you may, you can just take screenshot of
I don't want to hear why.
so this is what we are toasting towards: to 20 years of excellence, to the bond that tied us from Monrovia to Beijing, to those who came before, those who are here now, and those who will come after. That is what we're going to say. Okay? So let me see all those cameras that are open. Let's see all the cameras that are open. All right.
Take a picture. You have to take a picture. This is historic.
Okay, so in
For the like this, but most people can know. That's good.
yeah. So in 3, 2, 1, we're gonna start. You can just see the screen there. You can read. We are all scholars. So let us go in 3, 2, 1, go.
To 20 years of
20 years of excellence.
I'm the one paper.
The bond that tied us from Monrovia to Beijing. To those who came
Those who came
before,
before us,
those
those who are here now, and those who come
those who will come
after.
after.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Don't take anything for your stomach's sake.
Sudo Tainua.
Don't ask
All right, maybe we can just go back to the last phase.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, cheers to LSUIC. Cheers to how far we've come. All right. So at this point, we're just going to take our closing remarks because we've been here for hours now since 8 p.m. So just wrap things up and then at least call this first historic homecoming a successful one. All right. So I'd like to let me just go back to the phase that I can actually see the agenda and then move on from there.
Way forward and close.
Okay, yes, I can see now. Okay, so we'd like to take a mark for if there are any of the veterans still here on the platform. I can see Honorable Bob Willie is here, Honorable Sudo. You just joined, so with Honorable Sudo, you will give the remarks on behalf of the veterans. So, because for joining late, that will be your task to perform, okay? So we can take our closing remarks, and we can take maybe one representative from the veteran community, and then if there's still maybe let me see whether we still have some of the guests that we invited. If there are no special guests, then we can also have like one remark from the student body. Anybody here who's in China and who's would like to represent the student body, we can take one person, and then we can also take a special remark from the NEC, and then we can move on to our benediction and also get our group photo. So let's first of all get any veteran. Let's get our first remark from any veteran who's still here. Sudwe? Sudu,
Yeah. Oh, I have
did
to
you hear
open
me?
my. Yeah, I'm getting you. Hello.
Hello, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you.
All right. So for the larger veteran body, now members of the Liberian Association of Chinese Trained Scholars, I want to say a special thanks to the National Executive Committee of LSUIC, the Council of Coordinators, the Judiciary Board, and every member of the organizing team who made this homecoming a great success. Again, I want to say thanks to the active leadership of the Liberian Association of Chinese Film Scholars, headed by Dr. Augustine Ballah, who had shared much of the publicity about this homecoming with us. We can largely say that in most of our years around the Liberian Student Union in China, these are the fruits of leadership we've always talked about. There is barely a need to cast doubt on the achievements made by leaders before, but we can all together agree that this team is bringing or has brought the much modernization, the much publicity, the much flair that members need for encouragement, and we are grateful. We want to thank the president and his team for at least prioritizing unity, because some of us have witnessed the past leadership right before he came on, and we understand and experience the kind of division the Liberian Student Union in China who have faced if care was not taken. And we can proudly say that he had bridged that gap. And so we owed him that gratitude. Why someone would say that was why we elected him, or that was why we elected them, we want to say thanks to this team. And like you've been challenged by former President with you to think of more innovative legacies. Unlike him who said he could not identify much of your legacies, I think they are there, but that is the challenge for you to derive more innovative legacies so that when your time shall have expired, other leaders will record them in abundance and not just pinpointing one. So I want to say thank you, and may we all enjoy a lasting LSUIC and happy 20th anniversary to us. Thank you.
Yeah, happy 20th anniversary to us. And thanks to you for representing LATS. So we'll now move back to China. Any scholar who would like to give a remark can also represent the scholars here. Just a closing remarks because we're wrapping things up now. Any volunteer? Okay, let me look in the participant
Okay,
list.
so
Okay.
I
I was
I was
going to
given
call you
time.
anyways.
Yeah, I
I
was
was going
given
to call
time
you.
to
I was going to call you anyways, but it's good to keep up voluntarily. So
yeah. When you have your big brothers somewhere, you need to give them time. So yeah, I was given time to Honorable Tala and other great men in the house and women in the house. I would start by saying one of the greatest legacy anyone could leave LSUIC with would be the legacy of improving the lives of students that they serve. With that being said, I'd like to appreciate this government for everything they've done and how they've shown great leadership abilities and how they've coordinated with past leaders. We've seen there's a problem that leaders will come and decide not to relate to the past leaders, but then this leadership has not had that challenge, or they've not made that challenge their challenge, because they've always had a way to link up with the guys, whether it's through the series of the vice president or the soft talking of the president himself. But at least they've been able to manage some great things. And I appreciate everyone that also showed up today. All the past leaders, you guys actually showed something that we all can see that in union, indeed, success is sure. I want to say kudos to everyone. One of the great things I've learned, never talk down on a man who has done great things for you before. So I'll leave it as that. Thank you. Love you all.
Hey, so thank you, Scholar Confidence, so for representing the scholars here in China. So before we invite the NEC, and we'll just ask the Arrowhead to speak on behalf of the national leaders, let me just add my voice to his because I know he's going to like thank all of us. But as your humble MC for today's event, I'd like to say thank you to all of our veterans. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming home. It was really amazing. At one point, I'm like, oh, it felt like the conference, and it was really, really good, even though it was being done visually, but we still feel your presence. And that's the essence of the homecoming celebration, just to, to just recollect our memories and know how far we've come and also celebrate where we are headed as well. And I would also like to say a very big thank you to our panelists, our former leaders. We appreciate you. It's because of you that LSUIC is at the stage she is right now. We are all trying. I believe God has given each of us different leadership abilities. And that's why they say all fingers are not equal, because it is actually not. So there are people who are going to do more, there are people who are going to do less, but nevertheless, we still appreciate everybody. But the fact that you even showed up just by being president, there's so much you get to sacrifice for LSUIC. You're a student, you have to manage school, you have personal projects, but many times you have to forego your personal projects for the sake of the office that you once signed up for. So for that, we appreciate whether you didn't pay mention for us, but the fact that you served, the fact that you volunteer, you occupy that position, we are grateful. Because not that many people, even if they have the time in their hands or on their hands, they wouldn't want to occupy that position. But the fact that you took up that challenge, we appreciate you. And I'd also like to say thank you very much to Queen. This lady is indeed a queen. And I would also like to say thank you to her for coming through for us many times. We reached out to her so late, and she was like, Prezzo, I will get to you very soon. My tea is on the way. I'm doing something very good. They're on the way. And she always comes through. So thank you, Queen, for, being the spotlight and just allowing your light to shine beautifully in us USC. We all see you. We all appreciate you because indeed you are doing the work. So we will give you the accolades that you deserve because it is very glaring. Nobody can say they're not seeing it. We are all seeing it. Even if you're blind, you smell it. All right. And let me also say thank you to the choir. I'm so grateful because at some point I really lost hope. But if you're working with people who, they just want to see things move. That's why you always have to be very strategic on people you bring around you, people who you also agree to serve with, because it's going to be able to really help you to grow as a person and help you to stretch yourself. Because just being the national vice president with Mr. Bloh, there's so much I've learned, and I know there's so much he has learned from me as well. But we are growing together as a team and as leaders, as innovators, people who have a similar interest in just wanting the best and also leaving legacy and be able to help and give out our support to humanity as well. Thanks for actually editing our video for the choir. And I also like to say thank you to all of the choir members. The time of practices, you had other things to do, but you practiced for this session. You left your busy schedule. We had to record video 60 times. We have to pre-edit them 90 times, but you showed up. And I'm so grateful. There are people who joined the group. They're just there. They're not doing nothing but they're in the group. But for you, you decided to not just join, but to give your best. And for that, I also see you. To our choir directors, our leaders, we appreciate you as well. And also to those of you that made your contributions towards the fundraiser, we also appreciate you. Because LSUIC, we know that we thrive on our list. We thrive on our list. And I also like to say a very big thank you to the NEC as well for this particular homecoming. A lot has been put in behind the scene, especially thanks to our honorable president, who was the one that reached out to almost all of the last members. And he did that personally, even without our support, but at least that was his part he decided to play in making sure this homecoming happened today. And I'm so grateful. We are always blessed to have you and to the rest of us who are also making our contributions. We know God sees our hearts and he knows that we are doing our best and we hope for the best that is yet to come. So that being said, let me I know I've talked a lot, but Brazil, I know you're still
You
gasping
still
and
gasping
smoking
and
there.
smoking there.
So it's over to you, sir.
So, thanks so much, Honorable National Vice President. Thank you so much. We are grateful, having you with us as our National Vice President. It was not a mistake when I was making that decision. I was not in the interest of some, but this is one mistake. I will not call it a mistake. This is one decision that I will never regret. And if I have to contest again, I will definitely take you with me. Maybe I should go second term, but imagine serving 24 months. Imagine going for another term with
You where you go, please.
with the team that we have. Imagine going for another term. I don't know what it would be like with everything that we have established and not starting from scratch. That second term would just be more of like, but I don't. Thank you all. You guys are over. You are overhauled now, so you don't need to go back again. But it is our hope and prayer that we'll continue to stick around LSUIC to serve and to support. There's one thing that I would say, and I always say, there is no leadership. I remember since I left leadership as vice president in 2020, there is no leadership after 2020 that you will not see the hand mark of Olano. I supported all and every leadership. After leaving, I didn't take any sabbatical. I was available to serve all the leadership. No one of them would say, Olano didn't support my leadership. No. Bob Willie, thank you. I think he was also on the team with the other guy there, NS, who's now in the US. When we first worked on the first digital LSUIC membership, Honorable Bob Willie K. Salonte, thank you. And he was even doing that leadership when our leadership appointed Dr. Hassan Francis Wefi to serve on a Constitution Review Committee that gave us the Constitution we have now. That was honoring the leadership when I was Vice President. That gave us the Constitution that we now use or we now have. And we are grateful to all of you for, taking up the time at the time to serve and to also contribute to LSUIC. To all the NEC members, thank you for the great job you are doing. Honorable C. Nathaniel Willie II, thank you so much for heading the Secretariat and ensuring that we have write-ups and everything going on there. All the men newsletters, they are coming out with with 2 pages, not just 3 stories, and 1-page newsletter. No, they're coming up with two pages of 6, 7, 8, 9 stories in each of them. You have now published about 15 of them. Thank you so much for the great job you're doing in ensuring that LSUIC records are all there. And all of these newsletters that we are talking about, you can always go back on the Union website, download them, read them in real time, including all of the reports. So the National Chaplain General, thank you for opening us in prayer. We are looking for in the next few minutes so that you can end us. And to our National Financial Secretary General, Honorable Mason, thank you for the great job you are doing with the LSUIC finances, giving us a transparent financial records and system. The financial record can be, quarterly report can be on time. You don't even ask for it, you don't even bother. They are all in the group waiting for you. So, things that you cause commotion are just easy and just moving so smooth. And also to our National Deputy Secretary General, Honorable Jenkins G. Wilson, for the great job in ensuring that LSUIC visually is appealing to everyone. You're not seeing any kind of flyer then passing around. No. Thank you for the great job you are doing there as well. To Honorable Bona, Jinan Bona, thank you for keeping the finances of LSUIC and providing it whenever needed. Thank you so much. To our Honorable Council leaders, headed by Honorable Chair, thank you for the great job you are doing in ensuring that we have public hearing and students are understanding, what happened within the council and who been appointed, asking questions out of that. This kind of a public hearing and discussion is something that we have not seen, and we really appreciate you for what you're doing there in the council, you and your team. And to all of the leaders, the Constitution Review Committee, Honorable Doe, the SG of that committee, we are looking forward to the Constitution fresh draft so that the students can read the changes that you guys are making and then inform us on what we need. To all of the city presidents, committee members, head of committees, thank you so much. To Honorable Queenetta Dearest Johnson, thank you so much for the great work you are always doing for LSUIC, from the Champlain State to the AEC. You are just everywhere. You are just everywhere. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. And giving you the first color of the week was not a mistake. It's something that you actually deserve. So probably if I didn't call your name, I'm sorry. But to all of the veterans, thank you for joining. And to everyone here, all of the scholars that stay here up to this time, thank you as well for staying here and for gracing this occasion. To the Judiciary Board, one Honorable Moses King for Flomo and his team, thank you so much for ensuring that justice is achieved under this leadership. We were able to retrieve the union's asset and other things as well was able to be achieved through the Judiciary Board. I will stop here and we will meet in the coming days and months. The conference is coming up, so the conference committee will continue to engage the platform, including the elections committee as well, commission. We'll continue to engage the platform as we gear towards the transition. So thank you all. May God bless us as we take our National Champlain General to give our closing prayer. And then we can do our group photo. Robert Van Pelt.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Yeah, you can close us, Honorable.
Yeah, so I was just sharing with my colleagues that I'm very important. I start in an edit. Okay, let us bow our heads as we close this auspicious program. Father, we are grateful that you have brought us this far. What a glorious moment that we have had today in this place. We thank you for bringing us from far and connecting us into this under this one umbrella. We say thank you for our veterans who join us from around the world. We thank you for our past leaders, our current leaders, the student communities. We pray that as we are leaving, Lord, you continue to keep a flame of this unity burning in our hearts. Help us to be men and women of integrity, of loyalty, so that that which we have learned in China, we can exemplify it into our country, Liberia. We bless you, we honor you, Lord, and we pray that you make this union great and greater than ever before. Thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. We can now do our group photo. Everybody can just open the camera. We take the group picture and then we call it a day. Kindly open your camera. Let us take the group pictures.
President, you don't do the group picture for us?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Ladies, you got your makeup on? Ready for the photo?
Let's take 3 seconds to give others a chance to open. If you can, we're going to start up.
Honorable Moses King for Flomo.
All right, so
I see you with me now.
Confidence.
She's with me. I just what is it, yeah?
Get blue light, really,
Y'all see the picture about.
Yeah, please let's just keep it stable so that we can take the picture quickly. I think some people.
Y'all see the picture. The front press here make it do fancy.
All right, so I've taken the first train.
Where trap? No wonder responsible.
All right, I'm taking the next one. So please, there's the last one. All right, thank you all so much.
I think
Wow,
That gotta be a working stick.
No, I did that.
how are you doing, sir?
Confident.